Hey everybody, Laura here from Love on a Plate and prepaheadable.com. Welcome back to my kitchen. It's Friday night, it's date night. Usually means it's slider or pizza night, but tonight it's too hot to cook. So I'm making two sort of half homemade, delicious recipes. One is a Mediterranean layered hummus dip, and the other is shrimp Louis salad. And then I'm going to serve it with some focaccia, some cheese, some cold meats, and dinner's going to be delicious. So I'm going to start with the hummus dip, and we're going to just start by making the topping. So I don't know if you saw earlier this week, I posted an olive salad. This is similar. I guess I've been in the mood for salty things. But that one is for dipping. You can put it on hummus. It's also, it's for muffulettas. Jeez, I can't even talk. Okay, so let's check and see who's made it on here. Because good news, James is here. That's why we have the full screen. I'm making dinner with no bacon again. I don't know what's going to happen here. Okay. He says he'll forgive me this time, but I got to get back on the recipes with bacon. Okay, so sometimes when you're in a hurry, you want to cook things that will come together quickly using pretty accessible store-bought ingredients. So this I picked up from the olive bar at the local grocery store. I got a mix of olives. Then I don't have to have like super huge jars of all the olives in my fridge, because I don't know about you, but my fridge is always packed with too many condiments. Sometimes my kids look in there and they go, there's nothing to eat even though the fridge is packed. Anybody else have so many condiments? It's crazy. Give me a thumbs up. Whoop. James left me. You guys left me. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Diane and Lynn and Bev and Melissa and Charlene. Glad you could hop on. Anybody got plans here in Canada? It is Canada Day long weekend.
Hey guys, sorry for the breakup there. It should be fine now.
Oh, I think James had to kick the kids off the internet. It takes up all our bandwidth. All right. So I'm going to do a bit more. It's like half a cup of chopped up olives, and you can use Kalamata. I'm using Kalamata olives and then green olives that have the olive oil, garlic, and a little bit of red pepper. So there's a tiny little bit of heat, but not a lot. And because I bought them already marinated, it makes it quicker for this to come together. Because we're all hungry. Okay, so that's the olives. Gonna add some garlic in there. And tonight I'm using like store-bought hummus, but by the time I'm done, it won't, whoops, nobody would know. Because it gets all zhuzhed up, you know. So we're going to put in the clove of garlic. And the olive oil. And I don't want too much olive oil. And then we add all the other good stuff. So I have these super cute tiny cucumbers. Can't always find them, but when you can, they're great for salads like this because they don't have a lot of water. I've made this before where I used a regular cucumber. Don't ever do that because it's got too many seeds and too much water. And because these are baby cucumbers, I don't have to peel them. I just wash them And we're ready to go. And the recipe for this one is up on the blog.
And I just put a link to it.
Oh, and James just put a link to it. I'm surprised James doing anything. No bacon. Bev, you're all the way from Australia. I can't even imagine what time it is there. And you're definitely not celebrating Canada Day this weekend. We were going to go to our trailer, but I don't think we're going to do it now. Okay, so now I'm going to add a Roma tomato. And again, I chose a Roma tomato because I don't want it too wet. If you make all the ingredients too wet on top of the hummus, it just gets kind of soupy. And I was really happy. These are fresh, local tomatoes already. So, or that's what they tell me. So this guy goes in the pot. So it's a little bit, it is different than the muffaletta salad, or the olive salad for the muffalettas. I'm going to be on Sunday. And on Sunday, I'm actually doing a real prep, like dinner, lunch, couple dinners, couple lunches. Because I know work's going to be insane this week coming up. Okay. And then just a little bit of red onion. I'm not super happy with this guy. It's got all the big rings. Yeah, I don't like it. But, heck, it'll taste good. Okay. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Debbie. All right. Give me a thumbs up if more than just to condiments like that, because I have different flavors, Chinese stuff and Chinese stuff, and your regular stuff and your Italian stuff, and well, so much stuff. Okay. Okay. Quick chop of red onion. Like I said, I'm not measuring. I do this by memory, but the entire recipe with all real measurements, promise, is up on the website. Okay. And I know I'm going to put pepper in there. But I'm not going to put salt because the olives are salty. And now I'm going to add feta cheese. So if you want to make this vegan, it totally can be vegan if you leave the feta cheese out. But this way it's still vegetarian, but most importantly, it's delicious. So I'm putting like a cup of crumbled feta cheese, and you want the kind that crumbles and that's not too creamy. And I buy this at Costco, like in the jumbo tub of feta. Thanks, Leslie. It's fun. I just figure being in the kitchen this much, you gotta have a bit of fun. Woo. Okay. And James and I both love, like, we like tapas. We like picking at little bits of this and that. So this is kind of like our own homemade, no cook. It's too hot to cook dinner. Okay. I gotta wash my hands. All right. So I'm gonna let this salad hang out. There's that. Then I'm gonna make the dressing. So for the shrimp Louis, I'm using little baby salad shrimp, not the tiny ones from a can, but these came frozen. It's pretty inexpensive, and I actually make this sometimes for the kids for lunch or for James for lunch, and I make the salad and I put on a sandwich. But tonight I'm just gonna make shrimp Louis dressing. So some people think shrimp Louis dressing is just Thousand Island dressing, and it's really not, I promise. It's a little bit sweet, it's creamy, it's a little bit tangy. Okay, so my version is half a cup of mayo, half a cup of sour cream, and I often say go ahead and use light sour cream, but in this case, I'm going to say don't do it because it's really thin and it'll make your dressing too watery. I mean, you could do it if you want. I'm not going to stop you.
I will come to your house and I will stop you.
James says don't do it. Okay. Then you could put in grated garlic. Sometimes I do a little bit of grated onion, but again, it's almost 9 o'clock here and this is James's supper. So I'm just using like onion flakes, not flakes, little onion granules. And, oh, I need technical support here. If you can open that for me. So then some recipes call for ketchup and sugar and relish, and it makes it really more labor intensive. So I like to just get right to the point, and I use chili sauce because it's got all of those ingredients all in it. So I don't have to put in sugar or cider vinegar or anything else. It's already flavored. So quarter of a cup of that. Okay, technology. We love it and we hate it, but it gave me a 2-minute break to go and find a little bit of hot sauce, so that's good. I was looking for Tabasco. I don't have any Tabasco. Who knew? But I have sambal oelek, which is just hot sauce. Really, I just want a tiny, seriously, like a tiny bit of heat in there. And this is pretty spicy, so I'm really doing a little, like a shake or two of Tabasco. You know me, footloose, fancy free. Use what you have, cook what you love. Yay, sound. Hi, Judy. Okay, wonderful. So now we'll continue. So you can see by the color why people think it's just like Thousand Island dressing, but it doesn't really taste like Thousand Island dressing. I mean, a little bit it does, but no relish in it. It's not as sweet.
There are a few islands in it.
James is making not funny boy jokes. Okay.
They're called dad jokes.
They're called dad jokes. All right. So that's shrimp Louis salad. If you chop the shrimp up a little bit, you can use it on a baguette. You can make it on a bun. If you're down east, you could put it on a hot dog bun. It's kind of like a shrimp roll. Anyways, this is good stuff. Now, I'm just going to assemble this hummus dip. So true story. Even me, I do it. I love to make my own hummus. I love to be that organized, but I'm not always.
But I am going to put up the make your own hummus recipe.
Right. So my hummus recipe is amazing, and James says he's going to put it up for you in case you want to. But I also like to show people how you can make a really good meal or a really good appetizer without having to do everything from scratch. I call it half homemade. And when I used to be a caterer, don't tell, but there were lots of little tricks that we used where we would use some ingredients that were already partially prepared, and then we would add things to them to make serve it with pita chips or tortilla chips, whichever you like. You could just eat this, just eat that out of the bowl. just layer this on, and I could dump it on, but okay. So I know I have. Hi, Grace from Boston. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, and thank you for letting us know there's no sound. Although sometimes I think James just likes to turn off the sound on me, so you don't have to listen. No, I'm joking. So I don't know. I used to always make the spinach and artichoke dip. You know, it's a last minute dip. Goes together really fast when you don't have a plan. This one is like that, except this is more summery and people love it. And that's it. So the whole recipe for this is up on prepaheadable.com or loveonaplate.net. And then, so I'll show you what I'm going to do. This is what dinner will look like. Bought some fancy cheese. This is one of James's favorites. Seriously, no cooking involved tonight. So we got some cheese. Okay. I bought one of these mixed Italian meat packages. It's got mortadella and some other delicious things. What's in here? I just cut it up. Mortadella and capicolo and prosciutto. So if you were entertaining, you could make this. If you get invited somewhere last minute, you can probably throw this together. It's like you might have most of the stuff in your fridge, or it's super quick to go to the grocery store. So I'll put some meat out. He's gonna want more olives, I know he is. And then I'm gonna slice up some focaccia, because that's the kind of bread that I like to serve with this stuff. Need a spoon for the dip. Good old tortilla chips. But dinner's ready. And I might just take a little lettuce. Chop that up. Put in my bowl.
Judy's asking what kind of cheese that is. I'm guessing it is.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cambozola. So it's camembert and gorgonzola, which is like this really one of James's favorite blue cheeses. And so it's nice and creamy inside. I'll show you. I'll cut it. So it's like, so it's camembert, which is a little bit firmer than brie cheese, and a little bit of blue cheese in there. And it's got lots of flavor. There's lots of salt happening in this particular board. If you were being fancy, you can do this. And you can see this is like a great start to a charcuterie board. So then I'm gonna take, then my teenagers are going to show up because Friday night. And if I had more time, I would have boiled some eggs, a few boiled eggs and a couple slices of avocado. For me, this is like love on a plate. Christy, I am totally missing my Pampered Chef bar pan. I definitely have to order one. So that, my friends, was one of my favorite focaccias that I'm just going to warm up a tiny bit and slice. And that's dinner. That's what we're having. What are you guys having?
Actually, I have a tip for the ladies.
Oh, James has a tip before you go.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Wait for it. This is scary.
So let's just say that the love of your life had too much food stuff, and she took all your beers and put them on top of the fridge where they get really warm. And let's say you want to have a cold beer. Here's the trick.
Guys, I took all his beer out.
Take a beer.
Oh no.
Put a piece of
Paper
towel.
towel
Around it. Wet the paper towel. Put the beer in the freezer for 5 minutes. Perfectly chilled.
Cooking tips from James. So now you know how to get your beer cold in 5 minutes when your wife is a bad person. Okay, you guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I'll have the recipe for the shrimp Louis up later on tonight before I go to bed, and I'll be back on Sunday, and I hope you have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll see y'all soon.